Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a guide on how to get through Bronze to Grandmaster. I'm going to be giving you guys tips I used when I climbed through it pretty easily. So most of my takes are going to be as if I were a tank. Um, that and a Cloak and Dagger. I do sometimes play Namor and Moon Knight, but usually I try to stick to Groot. I don't really play any other tanks other than Groot. I can play Penny Parker pretty okay, but when I play her, it's usually to counter a Wolverine. Um, so let's go first for bronze. So when you are a bronze, what you want to do to climb out of bronze is you want to focus on your aim. Usually, bronze people are going to be new to these type of games, like they didn't play Overwatch or any of the FPS games. You want to focus on your aim. Aiming is really important because if sometimes in lower elo you can just get free kills without them paying attention. Um, so another thing first is don't play everything. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would try to master one character and one role, and then try to have a secondary. Healing is really easy. Cloak and Dagger is my go-to. She's really easy and she can do a lot of damage. Her ultimate ability, if you stagger it correctly with your other support, it makes it almost impossible to kill your team through it. So I really enjoy her. Um, so when you do master your character and you choose which character you want to go, learn all the tips and tricks. You look up YouTube guides, look at Twitch, whoever plays it on Twitch. I would just do that, and just so you have your overall mastery of it. And you might not be able to do these combos, but you know they exist, and over time when you get more comfortable you can probably do them at some point. Another thing is watching your health. A lot of people take a lot of damage because they're up too far, or say your Moon Knight's in a bad position up top or the healers can't heal them. Watch where you're at. In low elo, your healers probably aren't going to be playing correct, and they're probably not going to be doing anything I'm telling them to do, saying to do. But you can't rely on them until you're usually around plat. Plat is really hard, but we'll get to that in a second. So I do have an example. This is the only example I have really, but I'm going to be going over some. Using playing as a Groot in low elo, I could use my walls to block off their heals, cut people from running, get them stuck in corners. When you do that, it gives you about 1 to 2 seconds to kill them, unless it's a Doctor Strange. Obviously, you can still kill a Doctor Strange, but they're gonna be able to fly upwards, or put their shield up, and that shield usually won't will save them usually. But it does give you a lot of damage, and it allows them to freak out. And all their healers, if they're in comms, everybody's gonna be freaking out, be like, heal me, heal me, heal me. I can't heal you. That type of stuff. Um, there's a lot of tips and tricks. So let's go into the next rank. We are going to silver now. So in silver, you want to keep getting better. In every single rank, you want to keep getting better and better and better. Learn everything about your character to the point where you can't say, "Well, I didn't know. I couldn't do it." Just get to the point where that's not a thing. So learn all your combos and mastery. So when I say that, it's like playing Groot with a Moon Knight. Make sure you can combo everything um, correctly. So make sure you can do everything your character is supposed to do to its full potential. The second thing is be aware of your positioning. Positioning in this game is super important. There's a lot of times people can just get killed for free because, say, your Cloak and Dagger ult, but you're nowhere near it, and you try to run to the ult and you get killed. Um, Try to be close to your backline if you're a tank, but far enough away where they can't run you down. So like a Strange, he wants to be kind of in front of the healers, but not too far away to where if a Black Panther gets back there, he can't melee or uses AoE explosion or hit him with the whip. You got to be able to do something to at least try to get the dive off your backline. In low elo, dive is extremely annoying. When your healers can't position well and your DPS can't position well, those guys are eating really for free. You gotta pay attention. You gotta do anything you can. Even if you lose the game, as long as you tried, you will get better over time. You gotta stop them. Psylocke, Black Panther, and Spider-Man, in low elo, these guys eat. They will eat your team. Like, actually, they will get like 30, 40, 50 kills a game. Same thing with Punisher. But Punisher is very hard to deal with. If your DPS won't hit his turret, you're kind of screwed anyway. That's usually just a go next. If they can't at least do that, that means they have no idea what they're doing. And the third thing is, not only is positioning important, try not to cut corners. If you're on a corner and you overextend, you get Bucky pulled, Wolverine pulled, Inviswoman pulled, you are not going to be getting heals for the next couple of seconds. And usually, when you cut a corner, every enemy team member is going to be there. You are going to immediately die if you're not paying attention. You need to be careful with corners because that's the only way to not get healed other than group walls. So if you do everything I just said, you will easily get out of silver over time. Obviously, you're going to have some of those bad games, but when I get to plat, you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. So let's get to gold. So, gold, when you start having comms with friends or team members, this is when it becomes really, really fun. This is when you're going to start comboing your ultimate abilities with your DPS. So, say if I'm Groot and I have a Moon Knight, um, a Groot can use his ultimate to pull everybody into a single point, and Moon Knight destroys that point. Um, I'm going to show you guys a highlight of that. Give me 1 second. Groot's kind of overextending. Oh, I hit all their backline. Okay, they used their ult. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's just Moon Knight Groot for you. We killed them through a invis. That's over with. Another thing you want to tell your team, if you are not on support, if you are on support, stagger your ults. Don't use both of your invincible ults at the same time. An invincible ult is like Luna ult. Nothing can really kill it through it. I think there's like 2 things that can. I think Magneto Direct with a full charged ult can. Moon Knight I don't think can. I think that Rocket and Punisher ult I think can kill Luna. But those Luna's ult is an invincible ult where nobody in your team is gonna die in those unless there's a really weird occasion. Don't use both of these ults at the same time. Like if you have a Cloak and Dagger and a Luna, don't both ult at the same time. You're losing like 45 seconds of time when you do that because teammate if they counter with theirs after, you're completely screwed because obviously now all your ultimate abilities are up and they have a whole nother one going. Now if you have a rocket, I mean you want to use both of them at the same time. If your team is getting dove, try to play further back than you already are. Stay with one of your teammates. If a Black Panther gets on your back line, and you have a Luna, hopefully she can freeze that person. If she freezes them, they're immediately dead. That is pretty huge. So let's go to the next one. And this is going to be the hardest elo to climb out of. So in plat, do not tilt. You gotta remember that in every single game, platinum is usually elo hell. This was hard for me to climb out of. I had like a fucking 45% win rate in this elo. And then right after I got the diamond, I immediately climbed to Grandmaster in like 20 games with a 70% win rate. So if you want to get out of this elo easily, you can 4-stack with people. If they're good, you guys will climb out pretty quick because the reason this is elo hell is because almost anybody can get the plat if they play enough games. So you're going to have those occasional really fucking crazy good players on your team and the enemy team, but you're also going to have those people that can't play the game for their fucking life. You're going to have the really shitty players who have no clue what they're doing, but they played so many games that they got carried to it. So after your match, you can go to your game history and you can block a teammate for being on your team for 3 days. A lot of people are going to troll in these games. You gotta not tilt. In this elo, you have to be able to play your character to the extreme. You need to be able to pull off all your combos. You need to, like, if you're Doctor Strange, you need to be able to weave your shield up with your auto attacks and your melee. You've got to be able to weave them in there. Keep paying attention to everything around you. Don't let people dive your backline. Usually you can stop people from getting there beforehand, other than maybe like a Spider-Man. I think he's like an only character you can't really stop, but he's super easy to kill. Spider-Man's really fucking bad right now. He's a pretty dog shit character in high elo. You're not going to ever care about him. So I do have a brute Bronze-Grandmaster coming. Not completely soon, but I'm going to be creating a new account, leveling that up, getting the Grandmaster if I can. Again, I should be able to. I think I have enough game knowledge and patience to get there. So another thing is, now that you have your character mastered, and even if you don't have it mastered, start watching guides and one tricks. Play the character. Just look at them and just see what they're doing. See what they're doing correct. See what they're doing wrong, too. Some of these people aren't perfect. See what they're doing wrong. And if you can catch some of their mistakes they're making, that's only going to benefit you in the future. So let's go to diamond. So diamond is a lot easier to get out of than plat. Um, Really, all you need to do is you want to have some friends. Start adding some people that you thought were good. See if you can get 2 or 3 people to play with. These games are crazy, dude. These games are so fun too. So if you're not a support, start trying to look for some flanks using comms to strategize, like using Doctor Strange portal. Start not if you're a Groot, don't really listen to this, but if you're not a Groot, start trying to hit their backline. When you're next to their front line and you're both they're fighting, try to tap or try to use an ability on one of their back lines. It makes them panic a little bit. Now imagine you're a cloak on the enemy team and you're just trying to heal their front line and suddenly they get half health by something. Now they're gonna panic, and if you get it correctly timed, I mean honestly, if you have a support or a DPS that's diving, you might be able to just instantly kill them. Um, so another thing is if you're a front line, if you're like a Moon Knight or a Magneto, when they cloak ult, try to kill them immediately. If you're a Magneto, if you time it correctly, wait for the end of her dash, uh, and you can instantly kill the cloak out of it. That thing can completely change a game from a loss to a win immediately. Um, Another thing is if you are a support, try to play a little more front up front. Try to get some DPS in, and try to make room for everybody. Even Healers actually do a lot of damage in this game. So if you're a cloak or like an invis woman, cloak has one of the best abilities in the game, which is her cloak E. That thing shreds people. It also makes them blind. So if you hit their healers, if they're not paying attention, your DPS A can kill them, and B they might not heal their tanks correctly, and you might just instantly kill them. Um, an Inviswoman, obviously, she has the pool. That thing is crazy. That pool is super annoying. So if you are playing Inviswoman, she's also super easy to play. So if you are auto-filled, try to play her a little bit. She is super annoying. My God. And she has a invincible ult. So that's also good. Obviously, don't do this if they have a Moon Knight or Namor. Usually that can almost instantly get you killed. A Moon Knight can insta kill you if they're good. They use the cloak team up and can go invisible, and they'll place an Ankh right at your foot and just use a combo to instant kill you. Namor, he won't insta kill you, but he will do a lot of overtime damage to your tanks. You need to be a little further back against him because that's also another character they don't have as a dive. But I'm not sure what you'd want to do if they had like a magic in him Namor or something like that. That you're gonna have to make your own decisions. That's a little annoying. But if you are playing a little up further, if they do have dive, say if they have double dive, it would be pretty easy to kill them. Now, when they use their ultimate abilities, you are going to need to back up. So, and for the final rank is Grandmaster. Grandmaster. Right now, I'm Grandmaster 3 with a 65% win rate on Groot. If you guys don't believe me, look at this. Got competitive, 64% win rate. I win most games on Groot. Yeah, like 27-11, 21-1, 35, 34-5, 31-5. I don't die that much, but I get a lot of kills. So, yeah. So what I'm trying to do, since I'm not currently out of Grandmaster, obviously I can't really guarantee these tips are good, but these are what I'm going to be doing to get out of this elo. So I'm thinking of playing with 2 to 3 players. I'm playing with my brother, who's a Doctor Strange Magneto player, and a friend I played Dark and Darker with, who plays Wolverine, Moon Knight, or Punisher. He goes Punisher if we have a rocket. Playing with other people is super, super better than not. Solo queue is very difficult, but when you have 4 people, also, the reason it's 4 is because when you're playing with 6 players, that means you're going to be going against another 6 stack of players. So those games are going to be very competitive. But if you have 4 people, you're going to have a very big advantage on most people. So yeah, playing with 4 is probably the easiest way to get out of there. But I'm playing with 2 to 3. Won't be the super easiest, but it will be really fun, and we'll have good comms. And plus, we have 2 tanks. I can also autofill support, so we have a tank, DPS, and healer. That's the best way to play, I think. So yeah. And my current faults at my point, I'm currently Grandmaster, 65% win rate, and I know what I'm doing wrong. So my positioning. Sometimes I get a little overextended, and I just start trying to kill their supports, and sometimes this can cause me to die when I need to be alive, and they get the momentum shift and get onto site. But I need to be very careful about that because sometimes I can completely throw away a whole round or a whole game like that. Another thing I do is on Groot, sometimes I waste my ult. I will immediately get my ult and I try to immediately use it. I shouldn't be doing that. I need to save it. Sometimes another thing I also do with Groot ult is sometimes I ult their supports, which is not bad ever. But it does waste their support ult. Usually when I do it, they'll use a support ult to not die to it, which is really good because now we have the momentum shift. We have 2 support ults and they only have 1 now because I used mine. And if they have a cloak and dagger, usually I can place a big wall down and she can't get past it, so she gets stuck in a place she doesn't want to be. So another thing, the third thing I don't do correctly sometimes, very rarely, is I don't always pay attention to my backline. Sometimes I'm really focused on walling the front line off and trying to get picks on that, while, like, say a Magic is in my backline just killing everybody, or a Star-Lord is playing really good and he's popping off killing my backline. I need to always pay attention to both things. I need to be 50% frontline, 50% backline, switching from back and forth. So yeah, now I'm gonna go through and show you guys my most recent 5 play of the games, because I don't have any gameplay footage right now, really, of anything I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna go in here and show you guys my most recent play of the games, and I'm gonna go over what I did correctly and why it worked out. So here we go. I haven't watched these just yet, but I'll be able to tell you guys what I did correctly or why it worked or how it worked. So let's see what this highlight is. All right, we got so right here I ignore the Groot and I try to go for the back line right there. I tried to tap into more, ulting their back line. Okay, so a lot of things I did correctly there. I did wall the back line in so they couldn't do anything. I tapped into more. The Groot got on me and he was already walled off, and the cloak couldn't do anything, so we instantly killed them. I used my ultimate ability on their supports and DPS to instantly kill them. I think that was a good replay. Not too much to learn from there. That looked like a stomp, not gonna lie. That looked pretty easy. Let's see if we have a harder one. Let's see, we got a Groot here. I walled them off. I back up from the Moon Knight. This Moon Knight's trolling. Got Storm ult. I focus on the back line, or my back line here. Make sure they don't get dove. Okay, so the Groot ults my supports, but I wall him off so he can't do any more damage. Go for the squishies. This is why aiming pays off. Wall behind them. Yep, that's a good highlight. Okay, that was a good highlight. Let's go to the next one. Walling that Groot off right there was really, really good. Wonder if there's gonna be any ult combos in here. Okay. Groot's kind of overextending. Oh, I hit all their backline. Okay, they used their ult. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's just Moon Knight Groot for you. We killed them through a Invisible Woman ult and a Cloak ult, it looked like. That's impressive. But as you can see, we had complete Groot's kind of overextending. Control of sight, so we I hit all their backline. Okay, they used their ult. Oh, wow. Really good. They must not have okay, yeah, that's just Moon Knight Groot for you. We killed them through a Invisible Woman ult and a Cloak ult. Damn, like Moon Knight Groot ult. That's impressive. But as you can see, we had complete. Okay, so they Cloak ulted on sight, and I catch this Hela trying to come back. And it looks like I try to walk into a Luna ult. I should have walked forward here. I think right there I was trying to determine if that was my Luna or not. Here I focus on my own backline to make sure they're not getting dove. Psylocke instantly dies. Do it again. They have a Groot. Or, sorry, not a Groot, a Venom. I calmed. Yep, okay. Yep, this is a really good highlight. It shows a lot of things there of knowing how to get behind them and kill someone before they are getting onto the Cloak ult. That's pretty good. This is my most recent game. I think I didn't play today. I played early yesterday. Let's see what this is. Okay, we got 2 Wolverines. This game's already annoying as hell for a Groot. Oh, that's just a really good Strange ult here. Here I ignore the Wolverine and the Strange to try to hit the Namor. But he shields himself. Yep. That's a good play. Wow. Okay, that looked easy. Here I use that to go wall off the people in front to make sure they can't touch cart. I don't think I can go past this. Let's see. Is there any defeats? I am on Groot. Oh, I remember this game. This game was so bad. Okay, but why the hell am I on Shark? Oh, this guy, it was this guy who trolled. So, one thing I showed you guys earlier is you can go to your match history and avoid his teammate. For 3 days, you can avoid them. That person, I think I banned their Psylocke on accident, and he got really mad. 41 kill, wait. Wow, 41 kill cloak game. I'm gonna go get some footage here. All right, so I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Actually, I'll just end it after I find the clip I'm looking for. We had a crazy combination all in here. Is it bugged? Oh. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to conclude the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope these tips helped you guys. I'm going to be having a group Bronze to Grandmaster or higher. Depends on what it is. In the near future, I'm going to only be solo queuing. But it's going to take me a long time to do that because I still want to try to get rank 1 above all. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. See you guys.